Hello guys, welcome back to another video, yes, and a September haul video, a haul of all of the pickups that I made during the month of September. I have two massive stacks here that we're going to get into. There's one there and there's also one here, as you see in the thumbnail. Oh, just dropped that one. But I've got a ton of pickups to get into, so let's see what we got. Yes, and as always, all of these have been featured in other videos throughout the month in terms of me Blu-ray hunting or unboxings or mail deliveries, whatever it may be, or even nowadays actually being sent items from the studio. So I will fully disclose those as we get to that section of the video. We will start firstly though with a charity shop find, just the only one in a charity shop. So we'll start there, and this one is Les Mis, the musical event of a lifetime. This is the live show concert for the 25th anniversary in the O2 Arena in London. Massive fan of Les Mis as a musical, really enjoy it, and I saw this for £1 in a charity shop, so thought it was worth the grab. Pretty good start. We then went to a boot sale, and a couple of days later, this is what came of it. I think, top of my head anyways, there was a couple, yeah, the first lot, these were all from the first stall. I think all of these came to around about £6-7 for all of them, so let's say £3.50 for these ones. So these came from the first stall. We've got Mr. P-Boy and Sherman, brand new sealed one. The guy just threw that in because he didn't want it. We Bought a Zoo starring Matt Damon, love that one. As well as Scarlett Johansson's in that film as well. Yep, there she is. Gambit starring Colin Firth, Cameron Diaz, Alan Rickman. Yep. Salmon Fishing in the Yemen, there again starring Ewan McGregor alongside Emily Blunt in that one. We then have Johnny Depp as well as Ewan McGregor starring in Motor Guy, which interested, never heard of that film to be honest. And then finally then I picked up Sinister there, as you can see, Paranormal Activity, from the producer of, Paranormal Activity and Insidious. But those were all from the same seller, I believe, all about £4, £3.50. So yeah, so not a bad start. Some, you know, I think when you go to a boot sale anyway, especially by me, people just want you to have them. They don't really want them, they just would love you to take them off their hands. That's how it feels anyway, for me anyway. The next ones then, I've got another 5 years, you can see 3 of which are sealed, and I picked up some of the Disney classics, and I've started to be doing this month now. So the first Disney classic I have is number 1, Snow White. This was a sealed copy, as you can see. These were again around £3-4 for all of these, so that is the first one there. We then have number 12, Cinderella, a very old school one. Again, this one is a sealed one. Pretty cool. We then have one film I have never seen actually, number 16, Sleeping Beauty. Never seen this, but I know the story of, in terms of the whole Maleficent thing, but yeah. We then have another sealed one. This is number 28, The Little Mermaid on Blu-ray, as you can see, immaculate. All of these, you know, really good condition. And then finally then number 30 is Beauty and the Beast there, as you can see. So pretty good to get those, and it's a good start in terms of, you know, I'll be starting to get some of these, which you should see in a little bit, I believe. So moving on then, now we have a few pickups from CEX as we got here. Not too many, but we do have a few nonetheless to get into. Firstly we have just a generic title, A Walk Among the Tombstones by Liam Neeson. Really good film. Saw this in the cinema. A little bit of grub to get off there before I put it on the shelf, but that is A Walk Among the Tombstones. I think that was like 50p from CEX. We've then got the second season of Marvel's Daredevil. As you can see, I'm very much an advocate now for getting all the things Marvel, so that's why I picked this up. Season 2, this is the Netflix show, not Born Again, because I'm sure that'll be coming on Steelbook pretty soon. We then have How to Train Your Dragon 2, the animated film, in a very minty slipcover. Awesome stuff. Look at that there, looks good. How to Train Your Dragon 2 there. I did actually pick that up twice, but I actually gave one away to a friend of mine. So I've had 2 of them, but then his kid really likes them, so I gave it away. We have a horror slipcover that I picked up from Newport, I believe this was. Friday the 13th, yes, one of the ones that I don't have. As you can see, Friday the 13th. Pretty cool. I think that was about £6, £5. So yeah. This was quite expensive one, £10 for a Blu-ray, but I think it's probably an out of print. This is Home Alone 2 Lost in New York, as you can see. Artwork on there. Yeah, I watched number 1 to death, and I think it's overrated. This one's better than number 1 in my opinion, especially growing up. I loved that one when he was lost in New York and going in the toy shop and all that, you know. We've got 2 4Ks, which we'll do at the very end. We'll do the Blu-rays first. The next one then, sticking with Christmas theme, we have The Holiday, which is not something you see that often out and about in terms of on Blu-ray. This was only £2, so I picked it up because every year my other half tends to want to watch it. So That's why I got it, to be honest, because we watched it last year on Netflix. So I've got it now in the collection. Another Christmas film we have was only £1, and this is Fred Claus. Again, a little bit of stickiness to get off there on that one, but that one is that. As you can see, starring Paul Giamatti. Never seen this film, so this will be a first time watch coming in the next couple of months now, of course, for Christmas. Matilda is next, which I have watched, not this version, but I watched it this month, so stay tuned for what I watched in a month. But I decided to pick it up when I saw it physically there because I watched it on Netflix and I don't have it, so yeah. And then finally then on Blu-ray from CEX, a very, very cool pickup. This is Terminator Salvation. But as you can see, I've got the actual head version. So I picked this up for about £5. More so to have as more of a like display piece somewhere in the room potentially. But it comes with a really, really good condition box as well. It's very, very good condition. So that was a pretty good find and quite a unique one to see on the shelf. So Blu-ray wise in CEX, I did really, really well. Not as much as many people maybe, but you know, most months I tend to do a lot more than that. But yeah, I have done a lot more because I've been buying in CEX quite a lot this month, but that stack is going to be October's haul video because they're for October's Blu-ray hunting videos, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've had to track it all this month. So 4K wise then in CEX, we have two, one of which was, it did come down in price and I'm glad I waited. This is Michael Gracey's Better Man, one of the best biopic films I've ever seen. Granted, it is Robbie Williams. I'm not a fan of all these stars on the top, but really, really good creative film. It is Robbie Williams, but it's a fantastic film with a good story and some really good effects in there as well. And some good musical numbers as well. You know, he's the director of Greater Showman, so it's going to be that showy vibe to it. And it definitely didn't disappoint, but that was there. I think that was about a tenner, maybe £12. And then finally then was one 4K that is a very, I guess, common title, but early days common title. This was a £5. This is Daddy's Home 2 with a slipcover, as you can see, the comedy film. And I think this takes place around Christmas based on the back there. I think it does take place around Christmas time. Before we get into Amazon and HMV in terms of new pickups, as well as, of course, the gifted items, we'll go to Vinted. So these would have been from my, new deliveries videos and whatnot throughout the month. No particular order, of course. We've got 4Ks. We've got 3 4Ks, 2 Blu-rays. The 2 Blu-rays we will do. The first one being another one of those Halloween horror slipcovers. So I would have done 3 of them this month. This is The Thing, and this actually is brand new and sealed there for The Thing. Never seen The Thing. I do have the 4K of this, but there it is, the back, and there is that there, and that's that. So The Thing. We then have another one which is actually bought from a subscriber, and this one is Get Out. So it's got the artwork there, as you can see, the spot gloss on there, really good condition. Yep, Get Out. And then there's the back. So yeah, thank you to the subscriber for that one. I did buy it off you through Vinted. 4K wise then, we have one that was damaged in transit actually. This is the Nun 2, and it was actually a crushed case, if I can show it. There it is. It's just crushed and it was just snapped. So I need to source another case for this one, but we'll make it work. There it is, the Nun 2. Yeah, decided to pick that up. You can't actually get it doesn't come with one of those horror Halloween slip covers, and it was quite cheap. Another one that was quite cheap was this one. This is The Bike Riders. Stars Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, and Tom Hardy there. Yeah, pretty good film. Saw it in the cinema, but yeah, another 4K. From Vinted this month. And then one that arrived that was brand new actually, was World War Z, one that I need to rewatch. I've seen this a couple of times, maybe 3-4 times, but now I have it in 4K and I'd like to relive and watch it again. Dolby Vision support on this one, and yeah, no slipcover, didn't come with one. This is the re-release, I guess, or the 4K release of it, but yeah, no slipcover, just that. But I had it for a really good price and it was brand new off Vinted. So again, Vinted playing really well with me this month. Not as much as next month. I think next month I got a lot of Vinted stuff, put it that way, in orders and whatnot. So they'll be coming in October. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But still a pretty good month in terms of the quality of pickups. Right, next part then we have down here is 3 pickups that are all gifted items. This is the big part of the video that is totally gifted by the studios and sent to me for review and to watch. So the first one we have is Fresh. This is a what's his name, Boaz Yakin film, and this stars Samuel L. Jackson in the film, as well as Giancarlo Esposito. There we go. I have watched this film. Stay tuned for my What I Watched During the Month video, and I'll go through it in depth, of course, and talk about my thoughts of Fresh. The next one then we have is The Sweeney Season 2. Here it is, down there. So there's the spine and stuff. So again, this is season 2 of The Sweeney. Yet to give this a watch at the moment, but I will get to it, of course, after having season 1. So yeah, pretty good for that one as well. And then one that I haven't watched yet either, this one only came in a couple of days ago, is The Corpse Bride. As you can see, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. I did a full unboxing of this. It's got a steelbook in there, loads of goodies and whatnot, all on the back there if you want to have a little look. But yeah, really good, nice box, like really hard and really good condition. But if you want to see more about that, I did a full unboxing video of this. You can actually watch more detail, 10 minutes of me going through and unboxing it bit by bit. HMV then now. We have 3 pickups from HMV this month, 2 of which were in the most recent Blu-ray hunting video. These are a TV show, season 2 of The Last of Us, that has just come out 2 weeks ago now, towards the end of this, at the point of this video going up. The Last of Us season 2. At the point of filming, yet to start watching this yet. Season 2, I thought I'd wait just because the Blu-ray was so close to the actual end of the show, so you need to watch that one, of course. We then have the big new release at the end of the month that I got in the latest Blu-ray hunting video on Monday. This is How to Train Your Dragon, of course, the 4K release of that one. Fantastic. This is the live action remake of the animated classic that most people love. If you've never seen it, you should. It's really good. A story of, you know, father, son, bonding, you know, finding yourself, all of that. It's just a really good story. And then finally then, one that I pre-ordered from HMV was actually 28 years later. The steelbook, it did have some damage on the steelbook, which might not show, but it's basically been a problem with the actual line in terms of the manufacturing. So yeah, there it is, 28 years later steelbook. Still a really nice steelbook in my opinion, and a fantastic film there. Need to watch that again really soon. It only came out last week. So the final 2 were actually unboxing, similar to Corpse Bride, but these are big releases, and these are the vaults. So of course the first vault there, I'm not going to spend too much time on them because I've done a fuller video on them. This is the Shining and vault number 9, very reflective, as I've got them in my what do you call it, Steelbook Central protectors here, so it keeps them all protected, safe and away from scratching and whatnot. But this is the Shining, as I say there, number 9 in the vault. And again then, number 10 in the vault is the Poltergeist, of course. So there's number 10. Oh god, they're very reflective, these things are. But you can see the Poltergeist there, there's the artwork, and then all the stuff on the back. If you are interested in going into looking more depth at these, I did do an entire unboxing video of both of number 9 and number 10 in the vault. So if you're interested, there's a video. And yeah, so that is pretty much all of the new releases. In terms of, these were from Amazon because I had some credit to use, and of course these lot were from HMV, and yeah, so that is those. So the first stack there, of course, all the 4Ks, fantastic there, vaults, special editions, gifted items, TV shows, you name it, steelbook, it's all there, fantastic. And then the Blu-rays then, of course, you know, especially getting some of those Halloween ones, those horror slipcovers that I've been getting, 3 of those, The Thing, Get Out and Friday the 13th. The Disney stuff, of course, and then the boot sale bargains, really fantastic pickups there in the month of September. So there it is. That is now a job for me to get all of these things put away and organized on the shelf. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for the support throughout the month of September. As we go into October, obviously the month that my baby is going to be due, so there's going to be very much a lot of things going on, but there's still going to be content there for you to watch while I am not around. But thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon, and let me know your thoughts on all my pickups down below. I've got to go and put all these away now and sort this out, and yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.